Hi guys, so I'm Tash. I'm part of the We Offer Wellness team, and today I've got Kim with me to talk about her experiences on the platform. So, do you want to talk? I understand that you do some Reiki, and I can't actually pronounce the word. You shy?
Yusui.
Okay,
Yusui.
perfect.
Think chop suey and just it might come easier. Yusui.
Okay, so do you want to explain a little bit about that? Is that not just your typical Reiki, and yeah, what you do?
Yeah, so Yusui is the Japanese guy that introduced this back in the 1800s.
Mhm.
And then he introduced his own training throughout the centuries. It's just sort of followed on. So everybody that is a Reiki master will have a link to Yusui along there's I can't think of the word, sorry.
That's okay.
Their sort of lineage back to
Hmm.
Yusui, so it's quite good.
It's kind of where it
So
started.
yeah, absolutely. And one of my ambitions is to actually go over to Japan at some point and see where it all started. So that would be
Yeah.
amazing.
That'd be fab. And is
Yeah.
that the main aspects that you do is Reiki? That's your main wellness practice.
Yep. So I've been practicing Reiki now for the last 10 years.
Hmm.
And during that time, I've worked in Pilgrim's Hospice in Ashford as a complementary therapist, which was amazing. Be able to treat people that are going through a really tough time and their family and friends. And then it's sort of gone on from there. So I've been treating people in their own homes.
Hmm.
And then last year, I discovered the Lake House at Ashford,
Yeah.
um, which Ian knows very well. And it's just an amazing place to be able to hire a treatment room. And it's like being out in nature, which I love
Mm.
anyway, and get such a powerful energy from doing that. So I don't know if you know anything about Reiki, but it's sort of the transference of positive energy to your client
Hmm.
to sort of promote inner healing, relaxation, and just
Yep.
inner peace. Really, it's really good. Really enjoy doing it. But recently, I've trained as a menopause wellness practitioner as well. I
Okay.
want to incorporate that with my Reiki to be able to give you know, treat ladies, but also partners and family of people that are going through various stages of menopause.
Mm.
Going through it myself, it's really interesting and
Really
how
tough.
it really helps. Yeah, it can be really tough.
Okay. That's great.
Yeah.
So do you normally work within Ashford then, and you're a little bit mobile around the surrounding areas? Where can we find you?
Yeah, basically. So mainly around the Ashford area. I'm willing to sort of travel up to sort of 30 minutes in any direction
Hmm.
to be mobile if people need that service. And obviously use the Lake House, their treatment rooms, which is literally 10 minutes up the road. And it's quite central for people to get to, whether they're coming from Maidstone or Thanet. It's sort
Yeah.
of quite central, isn't it?
Yeah. So with
Yeah.
Reiki, you briefly just touched upon that. So say if I was brand new to it, didn't know
Mm.
at all about that kind of energy, how would you describe it? What would you kind of say to people, and who how do you like who benefits the most? Does everyone benefit from it?
It can be for anybody, absolutely anybody. It's not children can benefit from it right up to the elderly can benefit from it. It's for absolutely everybody.
Hmm.
And it's they used to call it back in the day hands-on healing. It all comes from your hands. The positive energy comes from your hands,
Yeah.
and you can either touch your client or not touch a client depending on their preference. There's usually some calming music in the background as well, which sort of helps calm everything down, but it's just to seek that inner peace and encourage the body to actually heal itself. So people might tell me that they've got a back issue. My daughter always promotes the fact that she had a really bad knee, and I did some Reiki on her knee and healed her. So
Mm.
so
Yeah,
it
it's
can be for
channeling that
anything.
energy, isn't
Yeah,
it? And
it
your
is.
hands get really hot, I believe, don't they?
Hands get really hot, yeah. And you can really feel it's such a powerful treatment, especially if somebody's got a lot going on in their head. It's like a pinball wizard, you feel
Mm.
most sparks coming off sometimes.
That's me.
um is it?
Yeah, unfortunately.
um so that it just helps calm everything down, promotes inner healing, and
Yeah.
the body knows where it needs the healing most, so it just takes in that energy that you're giving and then just pushes it out to wherever it's needed.
Yeah, amazing.
And
So,
it varies from client to client, because some clients might take a very short time, and they feel that they've had enough at that stage, and some other clients can take sort of a full hour, or more
okay.
sometimes, depending on what's going on.
So do people benefit from like a package treatment or not just a one-off? obviously no one's healed from one off anyway, but to
No,
keep
that's
them
right.
aligned and centered, and I don't know,
Yeah,
clear any blockages, it's quite a regular thing, would be the most beneficial.
absolutely is. Yeah, one-offs are fine. Some people just want to do it as a taster session to see whether it suits them or not,
Hmm.
which is absolutely fine. No problem with that at all. But yeah, the main benefit is if you book a block of at least 5 sessions, probably to really feel the benefit of it.
Yeah.
Or you could sort of book it once a month, or certainly at regular intervals if that's what they wanted.
And with the menopause aspect, how are you incorporating that? I'm just trying to think. So I know that obviously you have hot flushes, your estrogen's low, etc., and you just your mood changes and stuff. How do you
Yeah.
feel like that? Is it Reiki based, or is it more coaching based, the menopause aspect?
It's sort of both, really.
Okay.
So first of all, we would have a coaching sessions to sort of discuss various different, symptoms that the person's going through. Um, hot flushes, that we can look at food and mood, because what we eat can affect, our mood. And at the moment, I'm also doing a course in good gut health, which is helping a lot get a better understanding of what's going on inside.
Hmm.
Looking at food diaries, looking at nutrition, how journaling can help as well. If people are suffering sort of mentally, journaling can help sort of get thoughts and feelings out. And then you can incorporate the Reiki into that if that's what the person wants.
Yeah.
So again, you're promoting sort of inner healing as well as talking about it and seeing, what direction they want to go in, how it's going to
Mm.
best
So that's
benefit
the
them, really.
holistic approach, isn't it? So
Yeah,
you're hitting it at all angles, which that's perfect. Is there
yeah.
any like misconceptions with Reiki?
Yes, I've heard it called voodoo, and I've heard it called various different names, only because people generally don't understand
Mm.
what it is. So as soon as you meet the person, or to make the booking, you speak to the person and say, right, this is what I'm going to do. One client, I actually sent a YouTube video on it so that it sort of allayed their fears before they
Okay.
came into the treatment room, so they knew what it roughly looked like. And some clients, I just talk it through with them as we go as well. If I'm touching different parts of the body, obviously you need to be really sensitive with people as well. So you're not touching private parts or anything like that. You know,
Yeah.
it's really powerful treatment.
Do
And
you
I'm
do
waffling,
any on?
sorry.
No, do you do any online at all?
I haven't done any online.
No,
No.
okay. Because ages ago I had a distant Reiki, and I just talking about that, like I felt stuff pouring out of my ears. I was just going with the flow with it, like whatever happens is fine. But I felt stuff like pouring out of my ears and energy shifting like that. So yeah, it's really strange. I've had some kind of experience from it, but it's good to be open. I'm assuming you don't really want someone to come in quite closed off about it, right?
It is good to be open, but obviously that's not everybody. Some people are just, aren't they? It just depends on the person. But the more open-minded they could be about it. I can tell you about one experience actually that I did have online, but it was with a photograph, which was a bit weird. Rather than
Okay.
having the person in front of me on the screen, it was Reiki through a photograph, and that
Hmm.
person was really suffering badly with COVID at the time. And within or by the end of that session, because they started feeling more peaceful, I was told afterwards that within 2 or 3 days they started to recover,
Mm.
which is really good to hear.
Yeah,
But yeah, it
that's
was a bit weird
amazing.
doing it to a photograph. But hey, if it worked, distance healing to a photograph, that was really good.
Yeah, and I can't really see why it wouldn't. Like we're all made of energy, and yeah, it's just
Mm.
you're moving, and is the word moving energy the correct way of saying with Reiki, or
Yeah,
not so
it can
much?
move. It moves
Right.
throughout the body, doesn't it?
Yeah.
So yeah, it is a moving energy, but
Okay,
it will
perfect.
just focus where it's meant to.
Yeah. Well, that's amazing. Well, thank you so much for your time. Is there anything else you want to kind of add about your wellness experiences on our platform?
No, it's sort of an ongoing process, really. Obviously, being part of the We Offer Wellness thing is just great. So I'm really looking forward to seeing how that develops going forwards, and yeah, taking it forward. But really
Fab.
exciting. Yeah,
Cool. Well, thanks so much for your time today. And if
no
anyone
worries.
wants to experience these offerings from Kim, just look on our website and you'll be able to find them. Thank you so much.
Lovely. Thanks a lot, Tash.